Three, two.
Come by and welcome to new. Yeah, let's start again. That was the first time I messed up.
You got a lot on your mind, huh?
Not really. I was looking at that light and it like threw me off and shit. Like I was
Shiny
looking
things.
dead at it. I couldn't get my thoughts correct.
You want another clap?
Yeah, man, that gets me.
3, 2.
Come by and welcome to another episode of the THeSuperPpodcast. It is I, Polo Parata, in my rack low face mask today. GK, how you doing?
I'm all right.
You all right?
Yeah.
We're very excited because you actually contributed to the last episode, and hopefully you'll contribute to this one.
I always contribute.
Okay. That's not what Josh tells me, but okay. No, I'm just playing with you. But anyway, as you can see, all the stuff on the floor. We have, let me do a little backstory before I introduce him. As you know, I used to do a show, Been There, Rock That. And we was looking for a merch guy, me and Prince. And everybody was giving us the damn, the small talk, okay, I'll do this, and then wouldn't do that. But this guy right here, we told him, he gave us our orders.
You got it late, though. You got it late.
You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying, but Prince did a lot of good business with you, and you really helped us out, and we always appreciate it.
Thank you.
Polo Vibes 92 is here.
Thank you, bro. Nice to be here on your show.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming. And so how you been hanging in there through COVID-19?
Politically or
You can say however you surviving, brother.
To me, except for like work being slower, it really hasn't done no difference as far as me.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I think a lot of this shit is bullshit, but
Mm-hmm.
that's me. That's just the faith I got. You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
Listen, everybody has an opinion. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. I mean, some people think it's a conspiracy. Some people think it's really a pandemic.
I think niggas is just getting money. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And hiding money.
Well, there's people that have been out of work, but then there's people that have been working straight through this
Yeah.
with no problem.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like it's a tale of two.
I do construction, so I've been fucking slow. But, figure shit out. That's why we got all this.
So let's talk about, you have more than one brand. So let's just go through the brands that you.
I actually, people don't know, the reason I even do this is because, I invested with a few of my friends, into direct-to-garment machines and embroidery machines. And I just wanted to show that I could make, stuff. So I started, I made a hat. That one hat people liked. I made another hat that people liked. I made another hat. You know what I'm just saying?
Right.
It wasn't no plan to make clothes. It was just that I have machines already. I have a brand. It's called Kidz in Brooklyn. And I made a company of one of my friends passed away. His name was Polo Guys, in the community. So I named the company Angel Prince after him. So that was where, the basics of it, where it started. It started from, making clothes. I wanted to build brands, streetwear, stuff like that.
Right.
My own stuff.
Right.
And then little by little, I started doing the polo, I ain't gonna lie. Ulysses helped me with these hats right here, these 92 hats, He didn't even know me. He met me one day and he let me copy. He saw my hat and he was like, yo, that shit is horrible. Don't put it out.
It wasn't. That hat was really cool, but for people that want the original, not so much.
He's a hat snob, so don't mind him.
Yeah.
For people like me, I like that shit because I like bootlegs.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, he blessed me. He let me copy one of his hats, and from that, I made about 10, 12 different colors of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just on the fly, but more now. I started making clothes because there's a lot of people making hats, and there's just not to say it like that. I didn't want to just stick to one thing, so I started making sweaters and pants and shirts and shorts and socks and. Furthermore, I got bags.
Right,
And,
that's what it's.
Yeah, the bag is nice. I wish it was out there.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
I just been doing, whatever's creative, not
Right.
to say it like that. Whatever's creative, I'm trying to show that I could get stuff done. I really not the polo, I don't think I'm gonna do too long. Not to say it like that. That was more just to show that I could get it done.
Right.
And then like I could help somebody build their own brand. That was more the goal.
So you're keeping it like, limited,
limited,
capsule. Once these pieces are here, they're here, and then once they're going, they're going.
If people really want them, then I can make them more. But due to I get my stuff done in China, so it's like a limit. Not a limit as far as quantity, but a limit as far as I can't just buy 2 of them. I have to buy 50. You know what I'm saying? So if it makes sense. If it makes sense, then I do it. If it don't, I'm not gonna do it.
50 is good because they normally get you for 144.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about people calling this like counterfeit? Like, what's the difference between this and like a bootleg?
All right, like a bootleg is, remember like in the 80s when they would have a Gucci shirt, and then they would put it on a T-shirt. Gucci didn't put that on a T-shirt. You know what I'm trying to say? Like that I would consider a bootleg. I would consider these more like customized because let's just say all of these hoodies was never made as a hoodie, so it wouldn't be a bootleg of it because it was never produced. You know what I mean? What I did was I took stuff that never came, not that they came out, like this was a crew neck, that was a crew neck, this was a rugby, but these are pieces that are grails to certain people. So
Sure.
I took them and I switched them and I turned them into like a sweater or a jacket or a pair of pants, just so it could add value to the people like us who have collections. Like we actually still have a vintage collection, but I don't have a hat that matches it. I don't have a pair of pants that now I do. I can make it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I said that I was going to interview by some guy from Australia, and we was talking about polo, and I was like, that's a good point you said, because even with like the Fox Canyon Rapper hat you made, I said when he made that hat, he made everybody run and get a Fox Canyon Rapper.
Yeah,
look for their
it.
Fox
Yeah,
Canyon
look
Rapper,
for it.
and if they couldn't find it, try to buy it.
It's funny because a lot of the stuff I make, I've never actually touched it. I've never seen it. I've never, like, when he showed me this hat, I told him, I was like, I never seen this hat. So I didn't have a model to go to be like, yo, I had that before. I never had it. You know what I mean? So I'm making it off the mind and off of, being a fan, like,
But how do you fix that problem? Because this stuff looks pretty good. Like, I know you're working with somebody that's touched this stuff before.
I'm blessed that in this community, I can hit up a Prance Low, a Sun Low. Ask them. I hit them up before for your number. I can hit up OGs and ask them, yo, how did this look? And I can send them a picture and they could give me more or less, like, it was like this, it was this material. So that's how I've been getting by. I've been getting by through the OGs, you know what I mean? So, like, that's the thing. People don't want to give respect to where it comes from. I respect where it came from. It came from the OGs.
Right.
So I'll look at a picture that Thurston Howell got with Brody, I forget, I don't know how to say the name right, but Brodiac, whatever. And I see what they're wearing. And I'll be like, oh shit, maybe that'll look good, and I'll make it. You know what I mean? Not that I'm copying, I'm showing love to where it came from. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's inspiration at that point. I mean, everybody's ideas are inspired by something. Whether they mention it or not is up to them. A lot of people like to keep it, they want to make themselves look like the genius, like it was their own original idea. But
Nah, it was
often
definitely
it's
from
inspiration. Oh, wait. So, okay, question. Okay, let's just go right into it. So, I helped you with the P Racing hat, right?
Yeah.
And we were supposed to work on making some of this stuff.
Yeah.
What happened with that?
The P Racer?
No, I sent you, we were going to do I gave you the measurements for this, and then you were like, find somebody in China to make more hats.
Oh, when we was going to actually produce the hats?
We were going to make, I sent you a template.
Yeah.
And then you sent it back, and it was, the template I sent you originally became, I think, the USA hat and the slam hat.
Yeah, those are like the Kswiss hat, I think you sent me.
It was an Alpine.
Oh, Alpine.
Yeah,
The Alpine hat. What it was more like I couldn't find all my hats overlooking the Hudson made all of them. I couldn't find a distributor to make them at the quality that I wanted. So the honest truth, for the price that I was gonna pay, it was better off just, dealing with Hudson. Hudson knows exactly how to make the hat, how to make the fit, how to make the look. So
He makes dope hats.
yeah, he makes dope hats. So it was no point, Don't get me wrong. I reached out to like Fred and Ways to do it with them, but things didn't work out, for whatever reason. You know what I mean? Like,
But I mean, Hudson used the Brooklyn basement hat to begin with, right? That's where all this is like built off of.
I'll be honest, I don't think he used the basement hat. I think, he probably got inspired like everybody else, but he's actually like, he went, and manufactured them over and over, made samples over and over until he got it right. Like, he got the fit. Cause I'll be honest, like, I don't think there's no hat like the hats that he makes. Maybe it's just, I'm just saying because I use it. So you know how you always bias to what you use.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have Brooklyn basement hats. Remember in the beginning, I used like maybe 6 or 10 Brooklyn basement hats to do the P Racing hats. I used those bodies and then I just put the patches. I sewed the patches and made the patches myself. But they were perfect. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying nothing wrong. But I just like the fit of Hudson's hats. You know what I'm saying? I like the quality and I like the material. You know what I'm saying?
I be talking to him all the time, and I'm telling you, bro, he makes. Yeah, I can't front. I can't front on his hat. Bro.
He's into details. Like that. He's into detail. He cares about the fit.
He be talking
That's
about.
what's important.
He be talking about the littlest thing on the hat. He be telling me like, "Yo, John." Da, 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 da. I was like, what?
Don't get me wrong. If I would have did the route like you were saying, it would have definitely been more lucrative. Because I probably would have got the hats for $5, $6, $7.
Sure.
Don't get me wrong. Through Hudson, I'm paying 5 times that. But the details and the quality and what he does for me is worth every dollar. If anything, he's charging me cheap, to tell you the truth.
I mean, I could tell you right now that the Brooklyn basement hats, the most expensive one was maybe like $11 a piece.
Yeah.
The cheapest one's like $5.
But you gotta remember that was years ago. Right now, they just. Look, the other day I put an order in for this type of stuff, and not to be saying my numbers, I spent like almost $15,000 on what I was buying, and just shipping was $7,000 alone. Just shipping on top. So I mean, I paid 15 plus the 7, like just to ship it. Not to say it like that, like not, you know what I mean. I know what I'm getting for 15.
Right.
So you got to add all those costs into it now. Like the day now.
100%. I mean,
and the sample fees, like they charging you $70 a sample just to make one.
Oh, there's a pallet fee. You know what the pallet fee is, right?
Yeah.
When you bring in something from China to America, it goes through customs and then it goes into a warehouse around the airport. So I
need to learn all this type of stuff.
They put it on a pallet, right? Now, if
freight price or something like that, right?
Yeah, the pallet is mad expensive. So if you let it sit there for one day, it's like $2,000, and every day it's another $2,000 for one pallet.
And that's just for them to pick it up.
Yeah. So the pallet fee could be what gets people. So, what's the newest out of this stuff?
Well, for right now, since we like towards the end of winter, going to spring, what I did was I got a bunch of I got a bunch of hoodies and shorts, because if you really look online, they're selling you shorts right now for the summer. So I got about 10 shorts coming, and then I got all these crew necks. The stadium is actually for kids. I honestly, I'm tell you the truth, all this stuff that I make is nice, but the flyest stuff I make is the stuff I make for kids. Like my daughter's collection is flyer than anybody's shit too. Yeah, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like,
isn't it weird? Like the Kidz Snow Beach. A lot of people like the Kidz Snow Beach
they like it better than the regular.
Yeah, because it just looks better. Yeah. It looks better small, But that Sui hoodie, like not to say like that suicide, that sweater, I took things like this. I've never had that Sui sweater. I've never touched that Sui sweater. I've never seen that Sui sweater. So for me to make that sweater the way it is, I'm just being honest. I mean, first thing I did was I made sure the quality. If you touch all these sweaters, the cotton, everything about them is what it's supposed to be. Not to say it like that. I'm not trying to be full of shit, but it's what it's supposed to be. So I made sure the quality was there, and then I made sure that all the logos was exactly to what they were supposed to. So basically I recreated like a perfect, not perfect, I'm not trying to say like that, but I made it because I feel like the difference from a customizer and actual retail is just the quality. If my quality is at the same level and it's the original ideas that came from the company that you love,
Right.
I don't get it. Besides my attitude, I don't get
Right.
where's the disconnect. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Like, people should be like, yo, chat.
So what do you say about, because there are people that talking about they're tired of customers,
Yeah.
they tired of this, and like, what do you say about that?
I just think that right now, the level that the actual brand is giving you, thank God for the customizers, because the stuff that they're selling is trash. And I'm not saying it like that. Like, of course, that's the what to look at. That's the staple. But I'm telling you the truth. I haven't bought nothing. Maybe it's last year was the last time I bought an actual Ralph Lauren item. And I'm not disrespecting. I'm just telling you the truth. I'd rather buy vintage than retro.
Right.
And I'm not against retro. I'm just saying I'd rather buy an old Indian head that I know is gonna stay at a certain value than a brand new sweater, a hoodie that's $300. I'd rather put $500 and buy the Indian head and have that I know is gonna be worth $1,000 later. Not that when that sweater's just gonna devalue all the way,
Right.
Because it's a business at the end of the day too. It's not just
Right.
collecting sweaters. Like, people actually making money off of selling and storing and reselling and
Yeah. Trust me, yeah.
100%. Yeah.
No, that's true, because and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like, my thing is, I'm not mad at no customizers, because
I was for a while. For a while, I was mad at all customizers.
we know,
Yeah.
we know.
But now I had to let that go, because for business,
Right.
it looks bad. For just in general, like, creating is creating. Whether it sucks, whether it's good, it's creation. You know what I'm trying to say? You're supposed to, I don't know. I feel like big it up the same way you tear it down. Because that's what people do. People will be like, yo, I don't like this, I don't like that. But hey, why you don't say how much you do like it, or why you like it, or the reasons you like it? You know what I'm saying? But that's just human nature.
Let's kind of talk about competition in this space.
There's a lot of...
I've noticed that when people talk about you in particular, they never really have anything good to say about you.
Jeez Louise.
Right? No, I'm serious.
Hey, GK, easy there, killer.
It's not me. It's a lot of people I talk to.
That they don't like me? Or
Not that they don't
good?
like you. They'll be like, yeah, he makes it, but the quality's off. Right?
But what do they have a thing to look at? If you're looking at my P racing hats, you can't.
Well,
remember,
I brought the P racing hats, right?
Yeah.
So this is one that we made, right?
Yeah.
Everyone thinks it's original. It's not. This is something I made with Brooklyn Basements, and this is one that Chachi made.
Yeah.
So on the outside, they look like the same hat, but the people like Chachi, Pirate, me, you can see the differences. So what's the difference between the two? Why are people like complaining about the quality so much?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. These hats, I sold, not to be like that, but I don't even have none of these hats. You know what I mean?
I'm sure they sold.
I didn't really have too much complaints with them. What I had complaints was more that they're not specific to the original, but they wasn't catered to be original. If they would first, I would have got them waxed. I would have got them curved. I would have got them double filled.
You know what's funny? They're not. I spoke to some. They're not curved hats to begin with.
For real?
Yeah.
That's just people bending them?
Yeah. This came curved. That's a mistake.
And the main thing, bro, this is my first hat. You know what I'm trying to say? This was my second hat. The first hat was the Kswiss that I told you. I didn't. This is all a building process. Like from starting off with hats to making socks is a big difference. You know what I'm trying to say?
That's where I wanted to go, because the way I take it as, when I met you, you were just right. There's a learning curve, but the stuff that's on the table looks, I would just, if it was bad, I'll pull one over, I'll go through it. But if, from sight, If it was off, I'd say it, you know? So I think that this was just like a learning experience, and people should cut you some slack when it comes to that.
Well, not really, because I was selling it. So the moment you put your brand for sale, it's up for, yo, that shit sucks. You gotta, that comes with it. The same way I told you, I sold a bunch of them. Is the same way I could tell you, a lot of people sent it back. a lot of people say, yo, I had a dude in Atlanta. I'm not gonna say his name. I'll just say he was in Atlanta, right? And like, for whatever reason, he had me blocked on Instagram because I'll be vocal. So, but the same dude went on my eBay account and he bought 5 of my hats. So I'm like, yo, how much did he really not like it? You know what I mean? Yes. He bought 5 of them. But then here's the twist. Like a week later, all those shits on my eBay said return. Because he got it and he said, yo, these ain't originals. But come on, we're from the culture. This didn't come out in lemon yellow. It didn't come out in orange. It didn't come. So you should know off the culture that those are custom off the top and never have bought it. I'm just saying. So that's where a lot of my complaints are. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, this ain't my main thing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't pay as much attention as I should. You know what I'm saying? So that's where some of the complaints come. But I'm gonna fix all that. With this new line and this new drop. Whatever I've done, please forgive me for that. You know what I'm saying? But, we got you on the new stuff. Everything that's coming is going to be perfect. It's going to get to you. It's going to be at the quality you deserve. And, I'm working with people as far as price. That's why I'm at a problem is I don't know what to sell it for.
So you don't know what price point to do?
Yeah, what price point? Like, I don't, I'm honest. I'm not the company. So for me to sell it at a company price is like, I'm not the company. I'm not gonna lie to people. Like that, I think that's where the thing with customizers get. This is not my design. These are Ralph Lauren's designs. What I did was I took them, added what I thought needed to be added here, took what I thought needed to take out there, brought out what I thought, like this cycle jacket. I never had that.
Yeah,
I wanted it.
It's like an artist's interpretation of polo.
So I made my version of it. I liked it. I was like, yo, it could sell. We're going to sell it. You know what I mean? Like,
as far as pricing, I'd make it as expensive as like you could. But
people tell me that. And then at the same time, I figure like if this sweater costs $1,500, I should be able to sell it at $300 with no problem and people wouldn't complain. But then at the same time, people can't afford a $300 sweater. So it's like, that's where but it's not even real comes into play. You know what I'm trying to say? Why you want $300? But you gotta understand, there's sample fees, there's shipping fees, I didn't just make one and was like, oh, that's good enough to go. I made it. I let people rock it. You see, like, why you think you see Polo Boys with a sweater here or there?
No, he killed it.
I'm just saying because I let people rock it and see how it looks, how it thing, and then if it feels good and it don't gotta be twerked, then we'll order it. But if it gotta get twerked and fixed, we go back and we make another sample. So that's where the price comes into play too. Like I gotta add all the, what I spent on samples. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, people look at Dapper Dan, right? Do you consider him to be a bootlegger or an artist?
He got
the glasses on right now. So.
He's an artist.
Yeah, he definitely.
And that's what I'm saying.
I look at the level he's at. He has his own shop, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Gucci gave him his own shop.
Yeah.
So he's not just a regular bootlegger, how you would say. He's the whole 90s or the 80s. That he dressed everybody. You know what I mean?
But see, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, you see this stuff and people getting upset. I'm like, there's been somebody like
haven't
you.
Touched it.
And I'm saying, there's been somebody like you, and for every 10 years, there's been somebody.
They haven't touched it. For me in the room with anybody that don't like it, I'll make them like it. Because they haven't touched it. They haven't seen it. They haven't said, they don't know the story behind it.
Right.
Not to say it like that. Like, they don't know I never had a Suey hood sweater.
Mm-hmm.
So I made one. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, they don't know the backstory and why we made it. It's not just to capitalize and make money. A lot of this stuff is stuff that people want.
No,
and it's not out. And I'm more than sure that if the company knew that this is what that people wanted, this is what they'd be selling. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, not to say like that. So I'm trying to.
Well, you know that's what they do. Like,
Yeah.
They
the
know,
people,
yeah,
they look
know.
at your Instagram, they see what you dropping, and
Yeah.
the next thing you know, 2 months later,
Yeah.
something like your stuff is on. You're like, yo, what you do? Like,
But I get a lot of my inspiration from the OGs. You know, that's the truth. You know, I literally look at a lot of people's pages. I see what they was dressed back then, and then, you know, I try to make something fresh off that. You know, like you said, the Fox Canyon, that shirt is like a unicorn. So I made a hat.
Yeah.
So at least you can have a hat.
but bro, you have people searching in different countries
Yeah.
looking for that, bro. I'm
Yeah, I
telling
know.
you, I was on
And that shirt is expensive. That
Yeah.
shirt is like $700. So everything that I made, if you really go back and look at it, the actual original is over $1,000 or close to that. So it's like, yo, you can have this, or you could go spend $2,000 or $1,500 on that stadium hoodie, looking like shit, because there's nobody that got that still in the condition it's supposed to
Right.
be, and you're gonna spend $1,700 just to, if you get lucky, if you have Just Blaze as a homeboy, you know, you'll get that stadium for $1,500 and it'll be mint. But other than that, you're not.
You remember the cycle shirts? Even in the 90s, I couldn't find one that wasn't cracked.
Yeah.
And that was like, what, 4 years after they came out, they were all shot. So, yeah, this is giving people an opportunity to get something, you know, in a good condition.
Yeah, so what's the next because I know like you used to have like release dates for all your stuff. So
I'll be honest, the release dates never work for me because
okay.
I'm dealing with China and I'm dealing with shipping.
Right.
So I'll be like, yo, February 14th, and it ends up being March 1st. So what I did was I made my own website. It's butitantralph.com. It's already live, but it's just not, I haven't put it out into the world yet because I'm trying to do something that nobody did. I'm trying to charge you to go on my website just to shop. If you spend a certain amount, you get that money back. But what I'm trying to do is limit a few things. I'm gonna show you why. Like, I know it sounds fucked up, but let me show you what I'm trying to do.
Gucci had I went to the Gucci store. There were 10 people. They wanted me to wait out front. I don't want 10 people. I walked the fuck away from that store. I was like, I'm saying that's Gucci.
Yeah.
They just want me to wait on like a 5-minute line. And I was like, fuck this.
I know, but look, I'm gonna tell you the benefits. I understand the benefits is this. First is it's always gonna be exclusive content that's on there, as far as what's coming out, I'm not selling any of my stuff through anybody anymore. I'm not selling it through my IGs, through any of the only way you're gonna be able to buy it is through this website. Right. So it's like a membership, let's just say. When you spend the money, that money comes right back to you. What I'm trying to do is eliminate first that cease and desist. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to eliminate that. Right. I'm trying to eliminate people that just waste time, and you know, I'm not saying it like that. Everybody deserves to look and ask and all that, but I'm just trying to like be a little more advanced as far as like have a pay to play type of theory. You know what I'm saying? Like I know what I spend on building this. I'm just trying to get a little bit of what I spent. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, you know.
Look at the Chinatown Market secret drops on Saturday. Because on Saturday, send everybody a link. It's not really public. You're on a mailing list. And then they'll put like a straight bootleg on it. Something that they would get cease and desisted for. But it's only available for the weekend. But you have to have the link.
Yeah.
You know, it's all kind of along the lines of what you want to do. They don't charge for the link. You know, you got to talk to somebody, get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not that far out there.
I'm just trying to figure that. I didn't say that's the route I'm going to do, but that's the route I've been trying to do. Right. And that's the reason why I haven't put my site live. I already built it. It's totally built. All the items are on it. But I'm trying to get, you know, I don't mean to say it like that. You know, a lot of people don't want to buy nothing. They just want to look at stuff to say, oh, this shit sucks. You know what I'm saying? So that eliminates that too. You know, you're not going to spend money to hate. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's true. You got a polo collectors are fashion nerds. Yeah. You know, like.
So they just want to see.
So there's like a high standard, you know, and there's a lot of criticism and there's a lot of hate within the community. Like even me knowing pirate shouldn't really exist. You know, we're both kind of like level headed, so we got along. But in nature, we really shouldn't get along. We're from two different neighborhoods. You know?
The
So-
old school. That's the old school.
Really?
But I understand what you're saying, but I don't. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to say something that I'm not 100%, but I've been trying to like make it more towards the exclusive, rather than just out there.
So it's almost as if you're doing like a membership.
Yeah, basically. I'm just thinking like in the long term, I think it's smarter.
Yeah.
Because if I build a membership, like I said, if you buy this sweater right here, you're gonna get the money back that you pay for the membership anyway.
Right, 'cause
you know what I mean? So
yeah,
that
'cause-
eliminates that. But now you have access to my stuff always. And I know that you have access compared to anybody at any moment could just click and look
Right.
and copy and send and
So here's how you do it. You sign up for Patreon, you make people pay for the Patreon, and when you release something, you put that link on Patreon, and
what's
that's
that
it.
Patreon?
That's like something where you can like say you have a podcast, you can put exclusive content on there,
All right.
but they have to pay for it.
All right.
You know, they like you said,
Just a drop?
just a drop. So you can
a
do that
drop.
and say, okay,
But then that same person's gonna have to pay every time, every drop, right?
No, it's a monthly subscription or yearly or however you want to do it. You know?
that's what I'm saying. He can
We'll
do
figure
it.
it out.
He
Yeah,
can
yeah,
do a
he can do
membership
it.
and say,
Yeah.
okay, for like let's say for the year, for a year you sign in, but it ain't Ralph, $200. You get
Nah, I wouldn't do nothing crazy like that. Well,
Nah,
I was thinking $10. I was thinking something small.
bro. There's
But it was
companies that charge
Yeah.
just to be on their site
But-
$300-$400.
The way I built my site is basically you could talk to me at any moment. And you could basically, find out anything you want. You could, if you actually wanted to build something, like I have access now. That's the difference from when I was talking to you before and now. Now I have access. I could get a sweater, a jacket, a hoodie, a socks, a t-shirt made. Before it was only I could make it. You know what I mean? Before it was only whatever I had.
It sounds like you want to form like a design house or something like that.
Say
Like
again?
maybe like a design house.
Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
It sounds like you'd like to maybe like have a design house. Like
Yeah.
this is the beginning of like.
I'd be honest with you, I'm more into creating. That's my problem. That's the reason why I be so vocal too. I'm more into the creating than the selling. So what happens is it's just like in the MC Hammer days, people equate selling with quality. Like, if it's about selling, there's no rapper better than MC Hammer. But if you're talking about quality, you're gonna go to Rakim, you're gonna go to, Lord Finesse, you're gonna go, the basic, the dudes that you know about. So people think because you're selling means that you got quality. No, there's a lot of people selling that got garbage. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not trying to be in that boat. Like maybe before when my first hats, you was like, I'm done with polo vibes. Touch my new hats, touch my sweaters, touch my pants. I'm telling you, it's gonna switch the vibe. You know what I mean? It's gonna switch from before till now.
Touch
Well,
the
do you have
items.
anything that I could touch in the bag?
Yeah.
All right, so let's like go over it.
What you want to see? You want to see some shorts?
Anything you want me to scrutinize?
Oh gosh, here we go.
Uh-oh.
This
Scrutiny
guy.
is not a negative thing.
Let's go to the Sui sweater if possible back here.
Right here?
Since that's that's one of the more bigger items that's gonna, I imagine. And these are all cut and sewn. So it's full embroidery, it's cut and sewn. Don't get me wrong, like that's a beginning sample. So, I seen a issue with it. The issue was
With the stitch count on the.
no, you see the lines that go across from the cut and sewn is going over through the guy's head. You see the line?
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just saying this was one of the earlier.
Yeah, it's a stitch count thing.
Yeah.
You can just double stitch this and that'll go away.
Yeah.
You know? Oh. Let's take a look.
Nice and heavy though.
Oh yeah, no, the weight of it is nice. You know?
I try to make it like good sweaters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this you
that's
just
what I saw.
gotta put a higher stitch count
Yeah.
on this, and that will fix this. You know.
That lining.
Yeah. You know.
This was like one of the earliest samples, like I said. You know what I mean?
So yeah, just double the stitch count and you're good. You know.
But the overall sweater is.
Oh yeah, no, this is This is heavy.
right?
Yeah, this is heavy.
It's definitely
material.
quality.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. Not to say it like that, like if there's something wrong, there's no problem.
Yeah, I mean, I've touched an original one.
Bro, look, he got the fleece inside.
You have an original
Yeah,
one, right? Is this like the same weight of fleece?
Yeah, that's why when I
right?
saw it, that's why the first thing I did was.
Yeah, they're all fleece inside. They're good. The actual, I try to make it where it could stand next to one. I'm not saying that it is as good. It's better. I'm saying that this was the old one. If you're trying to get a new one in 2021 and not spend $2,000, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, just up the stitch count
Yeah.
because even with the racing hats, nobody would have complained about.
if they were thicker.
No one would have complained about the racing hats if the stitch count was just double on the patches. Nobody would have said anything, So it's a stitch count thing.
What else have they told you about?
Oh,
Oh Jesus!
I mean, we can just kind of like, if there's anyone you want to like throw under the bus.
Nah. Shout out to everybody. Yeah?
Hey.
Like we finally grew up a little bit.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to all your past guests.
Oh my
Shout out to all
gosh.
your future guests.
Jesus
Like
Christ.
we trying to be positive. Like how they
Polo
say that.
Vibes is a changed man.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the right thing. Not to say it like that. A lot of that shit is stupid. A lot of stuff sometimes, don't get me wrong, gets taken out of context, And a lot of stuff is, I don't know these people. These people don't know me.
Right.
They don't even know who the face is behind the name. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I grew up in the 90s, doing any of the low life stuff. So you won't even know who I am. I'm just being honest. So
If I could do one thing different when I was working with Tommy on Brooklyn Basements, I would have taken the face away from the brand.
yeah,
And I would have just made the brand stand by itself
I think that's
and
more
not
important.
have somebody attached to it.
Yeah, I think that's more. I think in all honesty, my problem is that I talk too much, and that's what hindered my brand. But like I said, quality and like the future business is gonna switch all of that. I'm not even worried about that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it is good to separate yourself, but then at the same time, it's good to have a face. Because, people trust the face that they know. How you think George Foreman sold all those damn grills?
I mean, there is a learning curve when it comes to this
Yeah.
stuff.
I got a better one of those, though. Let me show you that white one so you
okay.
can see
I have
so you can see the learning curve.
I have a Supreme shirt from like '96, and yeah, there's a learning curve for
That
sure.
one's way
This
better.
is nice. Mr.
mean-
Josh. You gonna take your hat.
Let's see.
It's still, I'm saying, it's still from the beginning things.
Yeah,
I'm
this-
just saying, is through time, I learned the placements. On top of that, let's give a little, I had a Dominican lady patching those all night, you heard? Like,
Right.
So she'll get one perfect, the next one be messed up, the next one be perfect, the next one be messed up. It's not like in China where they cut everything. Like this hat was assembled in China where it was before being placed, each piece was put, each patch was put perfect. This is the hat is already made. I'm buying the hat made, and then I'm making the patches myself, and then I had somebody else embroidering it. So that's
Oh, wow.
And it was way expensive. You know how much I paid for these hats? This blue hat right here,
Like
$70.
$50. Yeah.
35 I think from Hudson, like 20 to embroid, and like 10 for the lady. So like $70. People thought I didn't even make no money off those hats. It was more of a I was just hyped that a lot of people wanted them,
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people when they're making something, they'll like go like the prefabricated route. Like, like you had the hat and then you made the patches, you put it on. And it seems simpler to do it like that, but it becomes more complex than
a lot
just
more
building
money.
it ground up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're blessed right now, man. If you really want to be a creator, you could create right now. You know what I'm saying? There's forums like Alibaba. There's forums like Made in China. There's forums like what else I use? Fiverr.
Fiverr, yeah.
That
I use
where you
Fiverr
could
before.
actually, if you had an idea right now, You know, the problem is that people don't want to spend no money. You know, the reason I was able to do all this stuff was because I actually had a graphic designer make me the logos, make me the PDFs. Then I went and I designed what I want. You know, there's steps. You know, you got to just take the steps so you can create anything, you know?
Yeah.
You got to make the files, make the graphics, send it to make a sample. You make a sample, you get it back. You do fitting, quality. If you like it, you order it. I'm just saying, you know, the basics, you know, a lot of people skipping steps. They just, you got an idea and you think it's supposed to look how you thought. That's not, you know, it's not that easy.
They're not really doing like their homework. And
Yeah,
trying to get
you know.
get it correct.
Yeah, now, God bless, you know, we could skip steps. Now I could just, you know, if I have an idea, like I want to make a cutoff sweater with a, I know where to go now. You know, before it was like, how I'm going to do this. Now I could, you know.
Well, you got the resources and you put the
Yeah.
work in, so it's like.
And now,
At this
you know,
point.
is the best time because now with COVID, you have to figure out other ways of means to create and to, you know, have something coming in. You know, polo is a big market. You know, if you look at Ralph Lauren's site, he got 5 million, 10 million people on his site. You know, people not looking that deep. You're looking at, you know, the top influencer with 5,000 followers. Look at Ralph Lauren. He got 7 million, 8 million. That means that there's 8 million potential, you know, low heads. You know, think about it on that demographic. Like, yo, you know, if I create 1% of that is crazy. You know, like if 1% like what you're doing, you know.
You know, when I was a kid, I grew up with a kid named Vinny, and his father owned a store in Manhattan, right? And it was like a menswear store. Ralph Lauren went in there selling his ties when he just first started. And Vinny's father told him, no, I don't want any of your ties. He thought they were ridiculous, you know?
Yeah.
And that guy was Ralph Lauren, you know?
Yeah.
So,
It happens. It happens.
It
It
does
happens. Not
happen.
everybody's gonna like your stuff. You know, I've been building my own brand. Like this is you know, just an extension of, like I said, of what I could do or what I'm capable. I've been building my own brand, Kidz in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And it, you know, to me, the quality's there and the design is there and the logo's there, but I don't have nobody backing it. So it's a little harder. You know, it's we're in a world where if I put a nice face to it, I could sell it. You know what I mean? So I'm just figuring out the route I want to go in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, maybe just take the pictures and, you know, present it the right way. Like, you know, one of the steps of making things, there's a writing component behind all this, you know? I think me and you spoke about that. Like, you got to press release your stuff, you know? Like, there's got to be a writing component to it.
Yeah, definitely.
So, you know, I say maybe, you know, do that format with the writing and take it to a trade show and see what happens.
Yeah. A lot of people tell me that I should try to get in tune with, like, you know, Ralph Lauren and try to get actually on part of their design team, you know, not to say it like that. But I don't consider
Unless you're gonna sign like a non-disclosure, they're gonna sign a non-disclosure. They will steal your intellectual property because it's based off of their intellectual property.
Yeah.
So you know you got to protect yourself if you have that conversation.
That's why I was trying to do the route that I was telling you with the website, because of that. You know, I don't want. At the same moment, you see, I'm doing all of this right now. Regular, you know, me and you, it'll be hard for you to produce what I'm producing. You know, not that it'll be hard for you. I'm saying it'll take a little time for you to copy what I'm doing, but it won't take them but 2 minutes to, you know, like, oh, hold on, I like this.
Yeah, it's a money thing.
Yeah,
you know?
you know?
If they got the money to throw at it, they could do it quick and just We've seen it happen before.
Oh,
Right?
definitely.
Yeah.
So before we wrap this up, so what's next for the main brand, Kidz in Brooklyn, before we wrap this up?
I'm actually trying to, like, I want to do more brand building. I want to step away from actually selling. I want to do more of designing and just creating. I have more fun doing that, you know. I rather work with people that actually care about it and want to, you know, they care about the quality. That's the main thing, not the money. So that's you know, when I be honest, when I'm honest with myself, that's what it always comes up to. I like creating. So if I could step back, get somebody else to push and sell and take care of the brand and I could just create, I'd rather do that. I'd rather sit in a closet where you don't see my face than be in the front. You know what I'm saying? That's my character. My character is to be, behind the scenes.
But definitely people do check out Kidz in Brooklyn. Like the clothes are dope. The hats are, he came out with a lot of dope hats for Kidz in Brooklyn. I don't know. I'm just telling people, put y'all on, because I got 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop the BUTITAINTRALPHTHO.com soon. Like one of these days, once I just figure out it's already done.
The Kidz in Brooklyn be on there as well.
Yeah,
right?
Kidz in Brooklyn has a link to it too.
Okay,
Kidz in Brooklyn is .com too, but I haven't really uploaded no real new content on it. I gotta pay more attention to that too. But little by little, we working, and whatever anybody needs, they could just hit me up or DM me at any time. I'm not just for talking shit. I actually help too.
Polo vibes is for the kids.
Yeah, what up?
For the kids, baby.
But I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm definitely never in front of the camera, so I appreciate y'all.
I know this is a first, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's dope, man.
Little by little, that's the only way the brand's gonna get pushed out.
Exactly.
So.
They see the
It's good. The backstory.
The dude behind the work
shit.
and then the backstory. You know what I'm saying? They can relate to it.
Yeah.
But where can they find you?
You could I'm at butterralph.com. Butter It Ain't Ralph though on Instagram, and Polo Vibes 92 on Instagram, or Kidz in Brooklyn with a Z on Instagram, or I have the .coms to all of those too.
Okay. GK.
So when I heard you were coming on, initially I was gonna just like rake you over the coals on this.
Oh my God.
Right?
Young GK.
And
he's had his drugs. He's ready to go.
Seeing this stuff, that was before I seen this stuff in person. And, I'm actually happy for you.
Thank you.
I hope you have continued success on this.
Thank you.
You made him a believer, bro.
Little by little.
You turned him. You turned him, bro.
Little by little. But I on that, you know what it is that, business, like anybody, when business ain't the way it's supposed to be, sometimes it leaves a sour taste or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's good when like people could reconnect and like figure out what went wrong, and then just move past that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that everything goes, the right way.
Everybody's grown, so you got to move on and just bigger and better things.
But definitely, the hats. So I got a few hats coming out, and I got like there's gonna be a spring line, a fall line, and then the Christmas, and then the winter, and then I can't really say nothing further than that. Probably let it be after that. I don't want to saturate it, put too much stuff out there. I want to just have enough, few sweaters, a few pants, a few things, so it makes it that I was adding to what was missing, not that I just felt like, oh, I could take the whole brand, and then do it over. So that's the basics.
Nice.
So
I appreciate you.
Is this the part where we like sign off?
Yeah, we were waiting for you, buddy.
Oh, so my name is Ulysses Pizarro, and you could type that into a box, and you could take it from there.
Oh my God. Let me try to get my face straight. Okay, so you can find me, Polo Parata, the Super Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and the podcast is audio everywhere, iTunes, Spotify, anywhere you got podcasts, we're on it. Thank you, Polo Vibes, for coming and bringing this dope stuff, and we'll have you on when you want. Anytime you want to drop something else, just let me know.
I got you.
And you can come right on.
I got you, man.
So we'll be back next week with the season finale of the Super Podcast. I forgot the damn podcast name. So I'm out of here. Ciao.
Dope. Good looking.
That was a good one, man.
Yeah,
GK's
that
on a
was
roll.
a-
Like 2 weeks in a row. I just had to watch. He's on a roll, bro.
Man, he's a fucking wild card.